Yesterday, we were still us. Still in that familiar rhythm, swapping dumb memes, laughing over the most ridiculous things. I remember thinking how easy it felt, how comfortable there was no tension, no hint of trouble. Just the soft kind of connection you take for granted, because you assume it'll still be there tomorrow, except tomorrow came and it wasn't when I woke up. My first instinct was to check my phone. I sent a quick good morning text, expecting maybe a sleepy emoji or a joke about coffee. Instead, the message sat there, unsent. I thought it was my signal. Maybe bad Wi-Fi. But then I checked his profile. Gone. Checked Instagram. User not found Snapchat. Name grayed out. WhatsApp, no profile picture. No double ticks. It wasn't just one platform. It was all of them. I hadn't lost connection. I had been erased. No fight. No awkward conversation. No slow pulling away. Just a perfect evening followed by a locked door in the morning. At first, I made excuses for him. Maybe his phone broke. Maybe he was overwhelmed. Maybe this was all some mistake. But the longer the silence stretched, the harder it was to lie to myself. I messaged a mutual friend casual. At first, hey, have you heard from him today? They didn't reply. Tried another same thing. The few who did respond were brief guarded. Like they knew something but didn't want to be the one to tell me. Finally, one friend broke. They said he'd been seeing someone else for a while. He just didn't want to tell me. So he did what apparently felt easiest. Vanish, pretend nothing was wrong until the last possible second. Then block me out like I'd never been part of his life at all. I kept replaying our last conversation. Every laugh, every talk to you later, now tinged with a sick sort of irony he'd been planning to disappear. And I hadn't seen it coming. It's a strange kind of grief when you lose someone who's still alive. Still walking around somewhere, just not where you can reach them, you start to wonder. If you imagine the closeness, if all those moments you thought were real were just placeholders until he found something else. But here's the truth I've had to sit with disappearing without a word. It says nothing about my worth. It says everything about his character. People who respect you don't leave you in the dark. People who care don't vanish to avoid an uncomfortable conversation. It still hurts. I still miss what I thought we had. But I'm done looking for answers in someone who made it clear. This anniversary feels different somehow. She's been daydreaming about romantic dinners, meaningful keepsakes, maybe even a trip he's secretly planned. She notices him tucking his phone away when she enters the room, smiling to himself like he's guarding a good secret instead of suspicion. She reads it as charm. She starts imagining the perfect night, mentally cataloging all the little things he might be planning over the weeks. He drops cryptic comments. I've been working on something that's going to change everything. You'll never forget this anniversary. He makes more late-night calls, steps outside for them, and clears his browser. History, a detail she notices, but rationalizes away. She convinces herself this is part of some grand romantic gesture. Even when he seems emotionally distant at times, she interprets it as nerves about pulling off a surprise. The night arrives. She's dressed in the outfit he once said was his favorite, the one she saved for special occasions instead of leading her to the car for a dinner reservation. He sits her down at the dining table, his face unreadable. Then, with almost businesslike detachment, he slides a manila envelope across the table inside divorce papers. His explanation. I'm finally putting myself first. I think you'll see this is better for both of us within minutes. The why crashes into place. He's been having an affair for months. The life-changing surprise wasn't about their life together. It was about ending it worse. He's already made arrangements to move in with the other woman. He doesn't even try to hide it. The romance she imagined is replaced by a surreal numbness. Her mind's stuck on the fact that while she was planning for a celebration, he was planning an exit shock gives way to grief, then to white-hot anger. Some friends rally around her. Others awkwardly drift toward him, swayed by his version of events. Family members whisper about what really happened, as if there's a version where betrayal sounds noble. The house becomes a minefield of reminders. His jacket's still on the hook. His favorite mug in the cupboard nights feel endless, the silence heavy enough to smother her while collecting her things from their shared storage unit. She runs into the other woman she's braced for a fight, but instead finds someone who looks just as blindsided. Turns out much of what he told her was lies, too, about his marriage, about the timeline, about his intentions. The woman isn't innocent, but she's not the smug homewrecker. The narrator imagined it's a small but unexpected shift. The betrayal feels less like a triangle and more like a web. He spun around them both. The narrator signs the papers, blocks his number, and cuts every possible tie she sells. The furniture he picked, paints the walls a new color, and books a solo trip she used to think she'd need a partner for in the quiet moments. She realizes the future she's building feels lighter than the past. She lost. She ends with a razor-sharp closing line. He thought his gift was my ending. Turns out it was my freedom wrapped in legal stationery.